Hey everyone, this is Akash, a certified ethical hacker, master, passing both theory and practical exam of CEH by EC Council. In this video, I'll help you to understand how you can tackle it in your first attempt, as well as I'll explain about my journey, my learnings, and tips, how I have prepared the questions, the common questions that many people would have, and you do not need to go through a lot of resources. This is the only one video you need it to crack it. Okay. Talking about the exam, CEH, it's from EC Council. So most of the people has a misconception that CH is a theory exam. It's just some multiple questions and answer them. Then if you pass, you'll get the certification. No, it has also two exams. It is one is theory, the other one is practical. So it's a foundational course, not an expert level course. Whoever have just had interest in ethical hacking, cybersecurity, you can take this exam. And this exam is of two types. One is theory exam, the other one is practical exam. Theory exam will be having 125 questions. It's just 125 multiple choice questions that you will have. And given time is 4 hours. The passing score could be 80 to 70%, where you need to, I think, score more than 80 or 90 out of 125 questions. You may required to score about more than 80 questions, I think, as per the calculation. I didn't do calculation, but you do calculate it. So lot of tools related questions will be there in this, and scenario based questions are very, very high according to my experience. And in this 4 hours, you will not be given any break. You just need to sit in 4 hours. You can also, there is no restriction that you have to finish this exam within, I mean, using this complete 4 hours, you can finish it within 2 hours, you can finish it within 3 hours. That is up to you. You have to finish the exam within this 4 hours. So, and this is not an open book. Make sure that you have prepared everything well and directly going through the exam. You do not have any choice of looking through online resources. It's just you and the questions. That's it. And that the other one is practical exam where you'll be having 20 questions given two missions. One is Kali Linux and the other one is Windows mission. Not the Kali Linux, I'm sorry. It's the Parrot operating system. Parrot and the other one is Windows mission. And you will be having access to these two missions. And there are other missions that are available in the given networks, subnets. So the passing score for this is 140, where approximately you need to score more than, I mean, you need to solve 14 questions in here. And this is conducted in iLabs kind of environment. If you have been through that, you'll be understanding that. Then you'll be having 15 minutes break in this 6 hours. I think you can divide it 7. That is also fine. But before taking break, you have to inform the proctor. And this is an open book where you can use internet, you can use web resources, you can use your notes, physical, written notes, anything is fine. Yeah, that is about that examination. So the tools you must learn. This is a complete checklist that you need. These are the tools you must learn. See, we may not use all the tools in the exam, especially the practical exam I'm speaking about. You may not use all the tools in the exam, but there are different sets of questions that they would give, and those sets would be different for different people. In that cases, you may get to use some tools and you may not get to use some tools. So it depends on the set of questions that you may get. So Nmap is the basic tool that you need and must tool. This is must. Nmap is must. Wireshark is must. Hydra is must. And Phonesploit may be used. ADB is also there. Then we have cryptographic tools like that. So these are the few tools, I mean, tools that you must learn during CH as of my research and my experience. These are the list of tools that you need. So there are some common basic questions that are asked by you people. So I'm going to answer them. So for the question, how much experience, prior experience do you need before taking CH? For me personally, I don't have any experience. I have just prepared for this CH, I have taken training, then prepared for it, went through labs, try hack me rooms. Also here I have list of free rooms that I have for practice the try hack me rooms. Then I have been through those rooms. I have practiced iLabs manually. I have my notes. See, this is my complete notes, like from introduction to module 20 cryptography. I have everything in detail, explaining everything in clear how to do that practical so and so. So this is the only notes that I have compiled from doing research online, learning about tools. I will document everything. So this is my complete notes that I have followed. So if you want these notes, stay until end. You will get to know how to get that. So that is one. How do you need any prior experiments? I do not have any experience. I just came from background of basics with I have basics of networking and cryptography, which is not mandatory though you can learn them. So yeah, that is about it. And can you use external resources like ChatGPT, YouTube during exam? Any external use. Web resources are used. You can use web resources, you can use Google. But if it is ChatGPT or YouTube during the exam, then you have to confirm with the proctor that you get during your exam. This is specifically I'm talking about theory exam. Sorry, practical exam, not the theory one. Because theory is just you and the questions. Practical is where you have open book tests. You can use online resources. And the third question is how important is hands-on lab experience for CEH success? You have to go through the labs. Better, I recommend go through iLabs twice, especially the CEH Engage, which they provide in there. And yeah, that is there. So that mistakes you should avoid while preparing for CEH. I personally have planned everything in the right way. So here is how I plan. Just I go through all the questions once, then I understand things. If there are anything that I have to connect with, I'll connect them. Then what I did is I started solving from start. Whatever I felt easy, I started solving them in the questions. So if any scan is happening, if I'm sitting simply, I do not wait like that. What I did, I tried to do some other questions simultaneously which may require other methodology or the tool used to solve that. So this is where you save time. Instead of you waiting until that complete scan is being finished, you can just use the time and solve other questions meanwhile. So that is how I managed my time effectively during the exam. And the exam strategies that increase the chance of passing is you just need to solve, you just need to put the right questions. There is no rocket science in here. It's just you and your preparation, your notes, and your modules. So your modules preparation, your practice, etc. So how to read exam questions carefully and avoid common traps. This is one of the most thing. Even after I knowing everything, I do this mistake again and again. So especially if you need to understand the questions in layman terms, that is very, very important. You have to cross check if the right command that you are executing, you have to check it with that. You have to check if you are setting the right target, if you are setting the right flags in nmap scan. So make sure before you execute, which could, if you're running especially the aggressive scans, you have to be careful about it because it takes a lot of time. And If you found that you have done the wrong target, I mean, scan on the wrong target, then that's a waste of time, right? So make sure you check it if the right command is executed that at the time of solving the problems. And check the typos in the answer fields, especially they give, I think they give such in such formats. For example, AA, it's capital letters, some format, and small aa is the small letters. Then N is the number, and the star is the special character. So you have to make sure that everything you put into the field. I think you will be having chance of five attempts or three attempts at max to put the right answer in it. So that is there. And also make sure that you run Nmap scans on the root user because it works differently on the normal user, it works differently on the root user. So for you to understand, it is clearly written in scanning networks where we have discussed about Nmap, port scanning, especially ICMP, TCP, how things work. So you can go through that. And the golden cheat sheet for your personal notes that I have used, especially during my CH exam preparation, the golden cheat sheet. We have seen the 20 modules, right? This 20 modules, commands, tools, and their usage is completely compiled into this single sheet, which I have referred during my exam. I didn't refer this. It's very rare that I have looked into this 20 modules notes because it's very vast, no? It's very in detail. So why do I need? I know how to solve it. I just need to know how to what is the command, how and where to put it. That's it. So for that, I just need this cheat sheet where I have all command compiled. If it is a vulnerability scan, I have Nmap scan, I have open VAS. If it is Nmap so and so specific version scan, then I will know what to do at such specific question. I just referred this one. This is the gold mine that helped me to pass this CEH practical. The next question is how to set up your own lab for practice at home. I personally use a Windows machine and the Parrot operating system with Metasploitable 2. That's it. You do not need any additional machines for this exam. And with that, you'll be having DVWA SQL injection, you can test command injection, you can test it within that. Need any additional? I didn't, personally use any additional. I heard people telling you can practice missions from easy to intermediate missions from Vulnhub. Vulnhub is a website where I saw people telling to practice some easy to medium missions in this, which could help you. And if time permits, that's up to you. I personally didn't go through any of these missions. So, yeah, that is about the lab and the practicing. And also the Try Hack Me rooms. There are Try Hack Me rooms. I didn't pay anything, I didn't get the premium, but I practiced. There are some important rooms that are there in Try Hack Me for free where I have completely compiled into this page. So that is where I got to know, like, you get to know how much you know about the tool. Say, let's say you have Hashcat, a tool that used to crack hash values, right? So that is where you can just go to TryHack Me, search. In this, it's there. It's not only TryHack Me for Hashcat, it's there for Nmap, it's there for Wireshark, etc., etc. So you have to go through these rooms that will help you to prepare for what you have already learned or maybe learning for the first time. And what to expect on the exam day and how to prepare mentally. It's nothing. It's preparation for exam on that day is nothing. It's just you need to revise and be thorough with all the concept that you have already learned. And I personally didn't feel much tensed because I've already learned this is not a 1 day preparation, right? This is um, for me, it's the preparation of, I think I have taken 4 to 6 months to prepare and attempt all these both exams using the single notes. I have read through textbooks, I have went through EC Council's e-courseware material and put everything in here. And during the exam, I just used these notes. Just 1 week before the exam, I have just went through everything. I have practiced iLabs. I have practiced the lab that I have prepared in here, the virtual box. Then, yeah. And during the exam, especially preparing mentally is very important because there could be times that you may feel stuck. There could be, and you get a lot of doubts on yourself, right? So that is where you need to stay calm, controlled, and take. There is a 15-minute break, right? Use that 15-minute break to just give a small break for your brain and get back to the questions. For me personally, what happened is when I gone through the questions, some questions I didn't get them clearly, and I spent enough time on them, but I couldn't find them. Once I took the break and then came back, I read the question and I understood in a different way and I solved it. That is way that is where it is very important for you to practically understand the importance of giving break for yourself and understanding things in clear. So coming to the word list during examination, you do not need to create or do any word list preparation. They will be providing you that will be presented on the desktop of Parrot operating system. And here, specifically, we learned that what the preparation or the password list generation in enumeration chapter, where we'll be using cup, crunch, quell, etc. I have given the detailed notes how you can create that with screenshots, and I have commands that you have that are there. This is my notes, clear notes, taken a lot of time to build this. And yeah, it is the only one thing that you may also need it. So the word list, regarding the word list, they will be providing the password list and the username list. You do not need to worry about that. Use them to crack using to crack FTP or SSH or RDP, whatever the protocol credentials you want, whatever the service or credentials you want to crack, just use them. You can use Medusa and Hydra, which are very, very important during the exam. So here we have, I only learned Hydra, but Medusa I didn't learn because it is the only one tool I'm used to. And it's not that you may also need to learn that. Just try 1 or 2 commands with Medusa. It's completely okay. Completely okay if you have some alternatives to the tools that you use. If one doesn't work, then you'll be having the other one. Then make sure that you have the stable internet connection. This is exam in iLabs kind of environment where you need internet stability, especially if you are connected wirelessly, then you may face issues. I'm not sure about that. Depends on your internet connectivity and the internet speed. I personally recommend you to connect with Ethernet cable with your laptop because that is where the reliability stays. If you are connected with wired, then that will save you a lot of time. If you see the mouse traveling from this box to this box after few seconds when you move it in the iLabs, then that is the worst thing that you can face during the exam. I personally faced it because of loose connection in the Ethernet cable. I personally felt, see, when I try to type something, if I type something, then the letters are being displayed after 2 3 seconds, which is very, very, you know, time consuming thing. Yeah, it's a time consuming thing. Make sure that you have stable internet connection. Then actually, let's understand what is expected from you when you take CH practical exam. It's about scanning the networks, how you scan the networks, identify vulnerabilities in the machines, identify the machines, identify the vulnerabilities in them, and its operating system banner grabbing, getting the details about the operating system. Then we have system hacking, steganography, especially. The system hacking is very important where you will be cracking the credentials, gaining access, and also you will be given the remote access Trojan hint, and then you need to connect with that. Then you need to figure out how to connect with that. Everything I have fit in detail in these notes, and also identify the viruses, especially when I have my exam. I have a lot of questions like identify the. I may not. I cannot tell the questions directly because it may lead to the violation of regulations and rules that are given by EC Council. So you have to brush up with cryptography tools, the basic things that you need, everything. That you need to brush up with your steganography techniques like hide, snow. Then you have basic for encoding, you have crypt tool, how to use them. Everything is written in detail in here. So encryption from basics. The person who doesn't know the cryptography can also understand if one referred this. So that is how comprehensive I have created most of the questions from cryptography and IoT hacking and denial of service. Chapters are mostly related with Wireshark, where you need to learn how to filter packets in Wireshark and analyze the packets, then understand them. And also, packet sniffing is another thing which is completely deals with Wireshark. And you have also need to perform different types of cryptographic attacks, encryption, decryption, hashing, hash cracking. Such questions could be there. And coming SQL injection is the main important thing that you have to learn, which is where you need to get the access to database. It's just the general SQL thing. I think you need to, you can use it, you can use the SQL map, or you can use the manual injection also. It's completely up to you. I think manual injection may not work. You have to use SQL map. You have to get hands burnt with that tool, which is mandatory in SQL map. And coming to the web application servers, we have Nicto scans, which you have to learn a lot about. Then there could be questions about some information about the servers, which you need to find through Nmap scan, etc. Then there could be questions on. I didn't get any question from social engineering, malware threats, especially the static malware analysis. This is the point where a lot of questions were asked in my exam, and enumeration is one of the important chapter. Then we have firewall IDS, IPS. Again, it is related with DOS attack, etc. Then we have Wi-Fi hacking. One of the question that you may expect or you have to learn is cracking the password from .pcap file, .cap file or pcap, whatever it is. So this is the notes, a comprehensive notes that you can use it. I'll be sharing it with you. And few more tips that you may need, focus on reconnaissance and enumeration as much as possible. These are the main things that you can solve a lot of the questions. And for brute forcing services, consider Hydra, especially. If not, doesn't work, then Medusa, which is highly recommended. Then do not overlook the cryptography and steganography modules, which are very, very important. Ensure that you submit the answers correctly as instructed, the given format. Make sure the format that you enter is matching the format that is given in the question. And do not forget to utilize the Google for research and for usage of AI, YouTube, etc. You can confirm with the proctor. Then pay attention to such areas like attacks, common tools used, technical terminology, which is very important, and common vulnerabilities. Malware names is not mandatory, but you have to learn about static malware and hashing encryption, which is very, very important. So It's just about you. CH is a very simple exam. Practical exam is a very simple thing where you need to know where to use what. That's it. If they ask you to, I mean, if in some questions they may directly ask you to do SQL injection, do so and so scanning. But if it is not given, you have to understand what to do. If you know what to do, then you are 90% there at the question, at the answer. So it is very easy as that. So again, when solving something, if you have something, you just write them, note them. I personally used rough sheets to connect the dots. I used those rough sheets to, you know, track what question I'm solving, what is happening. If some scan is happening at question one, then I'll write that question one, scanning is happening, the status of that. Then I'll move to the next question when until the scanning is done, I can try to solve other questions. So that is how I worked with. Yeah, these are the cheat sheets you have. I have prepared for first things first. Then we have 20 modules of this. Then CH theory for practical, for practice, and this is a cheat sheet that helped a lot with me. So this cheat sheet is very good from stationx.net, where you have kind of flashcards or whatever you say it is. So these are the basic things that you may need before you go through, which is very useful. I personally used it a lot and help. It is very helpful. Just go through this stationx.net/, so and so. You'll get that. And tools checklist, which I have already shown to you. Then we have golden cheat sheet. Then we have try hack me rooms. Then sample, I didn't give questions directly because it may lead to guidelines violation. What I have done is, what is the expected methodological question that you may get, like cracking FTP credentials, cracking SMB credentials, doing privilege escalation. So such things you have to be, there are such 50 types of questions in this kind of questions, not the questions that are given in EC Council exam, but similar kind of models. I can also, yeah, kind of models maybe. Then yeah, that is about it. And if you want to get this complete kit, CH Ultimate, this is CH version 13 that I have prepared for, and this will be getting upgraded along the way. This is for both theory and practical, where you, this is the main thing, the CH notes with 20 modules, each in very detail, especially the system hacking, which is an important and many people face difficult things in understanding. So Metasploit, where we will be understanding about basics for that, which is required. Then what type of attacks we have. Then we'll be going with MSF commands, which is required. Then actually getting into usage of them. So it's like cracking, exploiting, delivering the exploit payloads, and getting things done. So you have to, you know, I think Metasploit is, I didn't get any questions regarding Metasploit, but this is the most used tool in ethical hacking, and this is a must use tool. So you also have vulnerability scanning, where you will be scanning with OpenVAS, Nessus, which is from Tenable. Then you can also use Nmap for that. Then networking fundamentals, the basic things that you may need during the preparation. So then you have footprinting reconnaissance in this, where you have finding domain registration details, a lot of tools, then using the NockPy tool, weapon tester, the harvester, etc., etc. A lot of things in very properly organized and detailed step-by-step explanation so that you can practice in your own lab setups. And SQL injection is also well explained. Using SQL map, you can crack it. So how you can do it is using the vulnerable, damn vulnerable web application that is present in Metasploitable 2, and also cryptography module, which is very important with encryption, decryption, decoding values, or getting the cracking the rainbow. cracking using rainbow tables, etc. So this is an ultimate note that you only need, and samples for understanding practical. You have exam tips, which I already mostly covered. Just go through it before you attempt your exam. Yeah, this is about this notes. And if you want this notes personally, then go through the link in the description where you'll be getting the link like this. So this first we'll understand why do you need it. So you're paying a lot of money, like around $450 or more for the exam, EcoSphere, and you have spent a lot of time, a lot of learnings, a lot of time, and you may not feel confident, or you may feel stressed about this exam. So there could be one question that could help you pass the exam, which could be missed and found in this notes, which is well documented. Why risk failing by missing this is what my thing is. Practical exam costs around $450 for reattempting. Imagine in case if you need to reattempt, spending this amount is a huge thing. It may be from your family, it may be from your hard-earned money, but most candidates fail because of commands that they need, the steps, the methodology that they need to follow. So this small investment, I feel, is worth investing, that will help you pass the theory and practical exams. And on your first attempt, if you the great thing, if you pass both theory and practical exam, you'll also be getting the master certification from EC Council. So, and the one more important thing, this is a money back guarantee kit that you get. I am 100% confident that if you go through all these notes, all the things that I have provided, all the resources, and if you practice well, you will have 100% pass guarantee. There is 99.9% chance of passing CH exam, and that 0.1% depends on you. If you didn't prepare well, then that is not my fault. Despite that, your best efforts using these notes, and you, despite whatever the reason it is, if you couldn't pass this exam, I just contact me. I'll get your money back to you. I do not want money that is spent from you without you getting benefit from it. So there is a zero risk. You will get 100% money back for whatever you have paid if you didn't pass the exam, even after using my guides, my notes, and step by step things that I have put and compiled everything into this in here. So again, what is inside this? A complete refined theory matched with step-by-step practical exam. And also, this is not a theory textbook. This is not a textbook or EC Council's e-course material. It is completely made by me, finding a lot of resources online, spending a lot of time online. And this one is compiled everything into it, and this is not a boring textbook. You have 75% practical focus and 25% theory focused, which is minimal, that is required to understand the practical. So, and you also have links to or the resources to virtual machines that you need, and try hack me free rooms that you need, and the golden cheat sheet, which is the only one thing that you may need during your practical exam, and a handy checklist which is already shown, and proven tips and techniques, guidelines to solve problems quickly, effectively, which are written in very detail. If I miss something, that may be there, and also include other resources during the preparation of this practical and theory exam journey. So why do you miss this? It's just a small investment that may help you pass the exam, and do not make this a reason. If in case you fail the exam, or in case by any chance, I do not wish that to happen. If in case that happens, I don't want this, not getting this kit is the reason for you to fail the exam or whatever it is. So, or reattempting the exam. I want everyone to best utilize this notes and get things done, get the success that you wanted in here. And again, I am emphasizing this is money guarantee, money back guarantee. If you use these notes and still couldn't couldn't get it, then it's I don't want that. I don't want that. It's very just minimal amount that I'm charging in here because of the time, the amount, the resources that I have invested in. So yeah, there are a lot of resources online, but I'm not telling you do not need to refer them, but I'm telling that this is the only one resource you need to get these things done. So that is about it. And if you have any queries, please feel free to contact us at this email. Yeah. And yeah, that's about it. So you can get these notes in here. I've compiled everything in here. If you have any questions, make sure that you drop me in the email. That's it.